Welcome back everybody to episode 10 of our programming subseries. We're going to be talking about access modifiers. So the access modifiers are just these two keywords out in front of our function, and access modifiers do what they entail, meaning they differ how you can actually access certain functions in classes. And these access modifiers can be used for other things such as variables, but we're going to keep this in the context of functions. So we'll start with this first keyword called public. So there's an alternative to public called private, but let's look at the public first. So public, all it means is that you can access this function anywhere else in your project. So if I want to access this function say hello from a different class, so let's just say we go to this class, if we go ahead and run this, it should compile. So there it goes, it compiled successfully because our function, I don't know what does that, there we go. Anyways, it's public, so that's why we could access it. Now, if we go ahead and change this to its alternative, private, we will no longer be able to access it. So if we try to run this now, you can see it's already giving us an error. And it gives us an error, and if we just hover over it, says the method say hello from the type second class is not visible because we denoted it as private. All right, let's go ahead and change this back to public, and we'll go ahead and talk about the second keyword. So this is another access modifier, and it's called static. So if we get rid of this, well, first off, let's go back to our function overload, and you can see we're not getting an error. So if I run this, it'll run fine, and it does. So if we go back and we get rid of this keyword static, this function will now be known, or it'll now be considered as non-static. So if we go ahead and go back over here, you'll see we're already getting errors, and it says cannot make a static reference to a non-static method. So now we have a non-static method. So what do we have to do? Well, to access a non-static method, we have to do what's called creating an object of that class. And we'll learn more about this in object-oriented programming, so just bear with me. All right, so to create an object, all we're going to do is say the name of the class and then give it a name. So basically we're creating a variable of that class. So we'll give it a name A, and then we'll say new second class. So it's creating an instance of that class. So there we go, and now we should be able to access it. So if we say a.say hello, and there it is. So now if we run this, it should run fine. Oh, that's right, I need parentheses here because it's using a constructor. There we go, okay. So with a non-static function, you have to actually create an object. But if we change this back to static, well, actually, I'll just show you with the say by. So you can see the say by is static, so we can call this without creating a object. So we could say a.say by, there it is, but we don't have to with a static function. We can just say second class dot say by, there it is. So yeah, that's the difference between static and non-static.